All right, what is going on, YouTube? So in today's video, we're going to be going over the trade recap that I ended up taking here on live with the group. Sorry for the inactivity these past 2 weeks. I had a funeral to go to the last week, and then this last week that just happened. Didn't really take any trades. I only took 2 trades last week. One was a very small L, and then the other one was a really good trade, but I couldn't record any recaps because I was traveling to family's house for the holidays, and then again that funeral that happened the last week. But now we are back to our regular scheduled program, so hopefully I'll be able to pump out a lot more recaps, a lot more market recaps, a lot more educational content. So in today's video, again, we're just going to be going over the trade that we ended up taking, why I took it, my thought process, and yeah, all that good stuff. So let's get to it. All right, cool. Welcome in everybody to the recap. How did everyone do? Go ahead and react to this message. Green, red, or break even, or no trades for white. Damn, a lot of green. I'm seeing 12 green, 3 no trades, 1 red. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see right here. Good fucking shit, everybody. All right. So we're pretty much just going to be going over why we ended up taking the trade that we took together, and my thought process, pretty much just walking you guys through the whole thing, right? I know a lot of you guys were probably in here for the live trading, and you guys heard the raw live thought process. So we're just going to be recapping everything. So obviously today's daily profile, all right, let's go over that real quick. So on the 4-hour chart, we did use a 4-hour fair value gap to sponsor this move higher. So we could see here at this 4-hour candle here at 2 a.m. and the 2200 one ended up sweeping this 4-hour candle's low there into that 4-hour fair value gap. So the sponsorship of this move makes sense, okay? So this would be considered your London reversal or your London smart money reversal and New York continuation daily profile. So I was bullish initially. I was pretty much bullish in the morning, right? But what I wanted to see here at around 10 a.m. was I wanted 10 a.m. to open lower into that 15-minute fair value gap that I was mentioning here in the morning here, the 9:30 15-minute fair value gap. The reason why is because the fair value gap, this 15-minute one at 9:30, is the one that broke through the previous week high. So once the 9 a.m. candle closed, we got a true breakout on the 1-hour, on the 4-hour, and on the 15-minute time frame. We got a nice body closure above the previous week high on all these time frames. So we have imbalances there. And the first imbalance that popped up was on the 15-minute. So what I wanted to see was, first, I wanted ES to come into its 1-hour fair value gap here, giving us some sort of SMT, a bullish SMT in that 1-hour fair value gap. And at the same time, I wanted 10 a.m. to open lower. Obviously, we did not get that. So there was nothing to do up until 11, right? So on the 5-minute chart, you'll see that 10 a.m. opened up here, right? And pretty much all throughout the 10 a.m. hour, from right here, like this whole hour, right, we were just consolidating. It was just range bound, right? So when that happens, when 10 a.m. consolidates, 11 a.m. will deliver to whatever, objective or whatever we're looking at, right? 11 a.m. will clean up the price action if 10 a.m. is just consolidating. So that's exactly what happened today. 10 a.m. opened higher. It did not open lower into that 15-minute bullish PD array that we wanted in the morning. So it opened higher and just consolidated all throughout the 10 a.m. hours. Same thing on ES, right? We're pretty much just range bound, stuck in a range, literally nothing to do, all right? Then the macro started, 1050 to 1110 macro. You could see that we ended up sliding lower into this upper 15-minute fair value gap, right? This one right here. So we ended up hitting that right there, and we ended up hitting a 30-minute fair value gap as well. We never got down to the 1-hour fair value gap, unfortunately, but the 15-minute and 30-minute fair value gap was good enough. And ideally, I was looking at the 15-minute fair value gap over the 30 because I like using time frame alignment with the main time frames, so like the 15, 5, 1, 1 hour, 4 hour, etc. So 15-minute gets tapped in there, and then what we want to do here is go to the 1-minute time frame and look for our confirmation out of that. Okay, so we end up getting a SMT divergence here. Shout out to whoever told me that. I didn't catch this in the during the live or whatever, but shout out to whoever caught this here. 1057 and 1059 SMT in the 15-minute fair value gap. We ended up getting a nice pop, and as soon as we closed over this right here, this opening price of this first down close candle in the series of down close candles that sweeps liquidity or taps into that higher time frame PD array, we get a change in the state of delivery. Again, this is different from a market structure shift because all we require is just a body closure above the opening price of that first candle in the series of down close candles. Okay, so it's this one right here. We get a body closure there. We come lower and we end up respecting the bullish PD array that formed here, which was this 1 minute fair value gap here. I didn't get in longs until this bearish one got disrespected. So we pretty much ended up taking a inverse fair value gap, which I really don't like to trade, but nonetheless ended up working out. My fill was 81, so I got in up here. It ended up coming back down into the inverse fair value gap, and the bullish fair value gap that got formed here on the 1 minute time frame, as you can see right there, ends up respecting, and this was the current high of day right here on NQ. So our trade was filled in at 81, which coincidentally enough was the 5 minute fair value gap. So if I go over here, there was a bunch of little equal lows here on the 1 minute time frame, but you can see 1120 open lower into the 5 minute fair value gap, and our stop was like right below, I guess, the low of this 5 minute candle, which was the 1 minute low here. Yeah, the 1 minute low right there. As long as the 5 minute fair value gap was respected and we had no body closures below this bullish fair value gap, we're good. Okay, wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. We're absolutely fine as long as no bodies close below this fair value gap. So you can see here 1125 looked like it was going to close, but it's very, very important that you wait for the candles to close, to actually close, and not assume that it's going to close below. You don't know that it's going to close below because sometimes you know how the candle opens, it'll be a red candle, right? But then you still have like 3 more minutes till it closes, and then you can see what happens here. We pop right back up, right? And now the next couple candles, 1130, ends up delivering up to the current high of day with nice displacement, nice body closure over the current high of day. And the draw on liquidity, in my opinion, was 26825, which was that 1 hour swing high. That's where I was aiming to take it. And you can see that this ended up pushing up for a total of wherever I got out was like right here is about 60 some points. I wanted this to deliver up to the 268. I don't think we're going to get it here because it is the end of the day. We might get it here in the next 10 minutes, but this ended up pushing up pretty nicely. We ended up using another 5 minute fair value gap right here at 1155 during the 1150 and 1210 macro to deliver another, what is this? Another 40-ish points. So very, very nice trade here from where we got in. Literally the 5 minute fair value gap anywhere right here was a really solid trade up to here. And then we ended up getting a nice displacement here at 1225, changing delivery here. Okay, so this is why I ended up getting out, because we were just in between a bullish 5 minute fair value gap here. I'm going to delete this. We were in between a bullish 5 minute fair value gap there and a bearish 5 minute fair value gap. But we ended up changing delivery on the 5 minute right here, and we were respecting the breaker, the OB, and the fair value gap. So we weren't getting any follow through. We were just literally consolidating right here. And that's why I ended up getting out at a perfect exit. And you can see this ended up sliding lower for the rest of the day up until, the last hour here at 3 open lower. Now it's pushing right back up. But I think 268 is going to be pretty free tonight. If anybody's trading Asia or London, I think they're going to take it up to here during those sessions. And then tomorrow, I think all-time high up here is going to get hit. So that is going to be the target for tomorrow. And after that, we'll have to reevaluate and reassess to see what price action wants to do for the rest of the week. But yeah, that's pretty much the recap of the day. We pretty much stayed patient for the rest of the morning, or for the entirety of the morning up until 11, because 10 a.m. didn't really do much. 11 a.m. cleared it up, and then that was pretty much it. In my opinion, the best longs came in at this 15-minute fair value gap that ended up sweeping the previous day high and ended up respecting it. That was like the best long of the day, in my opinion. And then the second best long, I feel like, was the one that we took together. So anything in between, like these, like anything like right here, there wasn't really much going on. Like if I go to the 1 minute here, like the whole from 9:30 all the way to 11, there wasn't really much to work with here. It was just up and down, up and down, up and down, just very high resistance, not really much to work with up until like 11 when it started cleaning up the price action. So In my opinion, again, those were the best longs and stuff. So if you ended up taking shorts here, or ended up getting out with me there, that was a really really nice exit and a really nice entry for shorts, right? Every exit is another man's entry, so, and vice versa. So yeah, it was really really good day. It seems like everybody was green off that take. I see 17 greens here, 5 whites, meaning break even or no trades, and then 2 reds. I'm assuming Luis is. Are you red, Luis, or no? I'm assuming you're not red. I think you just clicked on the react thing. But yeah, does anybody have any questions about today's price action or about tomorrow or anything? I want to see what you guys, if you guys have any questions or anything. Bro, that's wild. MNQ did inverse to 5, which is why I took the long off. Real quick, Kyle, do not use the micros chart. You always use the minis chart to analyze. Okay? Don't use the micros. Use the minis. All right, let's see. Scary. All right, Scary says... All right, Scary says, could you please explain why this didn't work later in the day? See, this was a trade I was looking at as well later, but Trade of 8 was not working, so that was just like... That was faith right there. All right, so he's looking at this 15-minute fair value gap and a 1-minute change in delivery here. So let's analyze why this didn't work. Okay, so 15-minute time frame. Let's see. 15-minute time frame dipped into here at 130. I like the 130 open low right here, or I think it might have been right here at 115 actually. Let me go to the 1 minute. Yeah, it was at 115. Okay, so 115 opened lower into that 15-minute fair value gap, and we ended up getting a nice impulse right back up. Now, the only reason why I think this trade did not work was because it was not at the PM session, in my opinion. I think that's why it didn't work, because this actually followed pretty much everything to a T, in my opinion. The fib, if we take it from 1045 low up to here, oh, it didn't hit discount actually. Okay, so it did not hit discount right here. So you can see 115 open lower, but we're not in a discounted area. So that's why it didn't work. Scary, if you're still in here. Yeah, that's why it didn't work. See, you see the equilibrium here. The premium and discounts a basic concept, but it's a very important concept, right? Like, you don't want to buy your favorite shoes at a premium. You want to buy them at a discount, right? So yeah, so you can see 130 open lower. I think it hit the order block here, but it decided to go a bit lower, and I think we didn't get any confirmation here at 130, did we? Yeah, we did. So we ended up getting a change in delivery here, but this did not respect the 1 minute bullish fair value gap here, and then once that got inversed, it ended up going a bit lower and retapping that 5 minute fair value gap there, and then changing delivery one more time, and then pushing right back up. But yeah, really pay attention to that premium and discount. It's very, very important. What about this trade? It hit EQ, swept internal lick, scroll break. Yeah, so that's the same trade, bro. That 1 minute fair value gap there, it was a decent try here because you did get a change in delivery right here on the 1 minute out of that 15 right here. So in my opinion, the trade would have been at the bottom of this fair value gap here, or you could, I guess, long this fair value gap here. But again, as soon as you get a body closure below the fair value gap, it's just like, get rid of it, bro. It's not valid anymore. I would use it as an inverse, or I wouldn't use it at all. Like, once you get a body closure below a bullish or bearish fair value gap, it just dismiss it. I wouldn't use it anymore. I'd use it for an inverse or not at all. And I don't really trade inverses, so I would just dismiss this and assume that it's going to keep going lower. Because off key levels, off CISDs, OBs, fair value gaps, whatever it is, you want almost like an immediate reaction. You don't want it to stall around as much as it did here. You don't want it to, accumulate for 20 some minutes. You want it to tap it and start working its way away from it, right? You want it to tap it and then just start running away from it. That's what you want to see, right? Because you could see over here as well, this fair value gap over here, right? It just immediately ran through them. It ran through the CISD, it ran through the breaker block, it ran through the fair value gap. So this nested area of bullish PD arrays over here at 115 going into the 1:30 p.m. session, you can see that it just disrespected all these bullish PD arrays. So that would not work. Okay, let's see what Luis is asking. You think we fill that 4-hour fair value gap during Asia or London? Let's see, 4-hour FEG. 4-hour FEG. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. The market does like to go down before it goes up, but I think 268.50. I think this is going to be pretty free for the Asia session, in my opinion. It looks like we're still respecting this 1 hour for value gap here, and that's very, very important. So you can see that we're still respecting it. 1 hour CRT ended up playing out here. If we do open lower, the new daily candle, I would expect the 4 hour and 1 hour fair value gap to get tapped into. But so far, this is being respected. So I would think Asia would send it up to 268 and then maybe go lower in London and New York. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. The 4 hour fair value gap that broke the high. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, so if we open lower, the daily candle, ideally that's what you want to see, right? If you're bullish, you want an open lower into some sort of bullish PD array. I'd be looking at that 1 hour and 4 hour fair value gap that broke the high, correct? So just depends. I don't know. Asia session, they like to, sometimes they like to just run it if the liquid, like if they don't take it, since New York did not take it and we got very close to this liquidity here, Asia session, sometimes they like to take it like right at the daily open. I don't know. Sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't, but I think that they might end up doing it because we did get a change here on the 5 minute. So and this market's about to close here in a bit. So I don't know. We'll have to see. There's nice internal sell side here on the 5 minute, so we'll see. But I think 268.50 and all-time high are going to be the weekly objectives for the next day or two. All right, Harrison, he ended up taking the CISD on ES before long and NQ got stopped, like the reaction after the sweep. Is that on ES, Harrison? So I'll go ahead and open it so you guys can see. Is this on ES? Yeah, it's on ES. He ended up taking this. Little short right here. Is that on ES for real? Doesn't look like it's on ES. What time frame is this? What time frame is it, Harrison? 1 minute. Okay, gotcha. So he's on the 1 minute. What time was it at? Help me out here. What time was it at? I'll just look at your chart. 9:30. Was it at 9:30? I don't know if you got the same time frame or not, or the same time zone set on your chart. So 9:30. Oh, right here. Okay. Yeah, this isn't bad, Harrison. Did it tap into anything? Did it tap into any 15-minute, PD array, or was it just a sweep? Looks like it was just a sweep. So that's the tough thing about. Okay, 15-minute CRT. Yeah, just after market open. No, it was just a sweep. With all-time high. You could use highs as key levels, like previous day high, previous day low, previous week high, previous week low. You could use those and consider those as key levels as long as you're getting confirmations, I guess, like a CISD. It's just all-time high is tough because to the left, you don't have any PD arrays. So in my opinion, this was a solid trade. Not bad. Down into these lows right here, these relative equal lows. That wasn't bad at all. So yeah, good job, Harrison. Good stuff. What's good, Dabs? We're just about to get off. I am going to be a little busy, so that's why we're doing the recap a bit earlier today. I got to go take my doggy to the vet for her eye drops or for her eye problem. So, yeah. Okay, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the recap. It was a quick one, quick little 20-minute one, and I will be uploading this recap here in a little bit before I take off to the vet, and I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. So it was a very solid day. We stayed patient. We killed it. Everybody's green, looks like it. So don't be stupid. Don't, over leverage on fucking London session or something like that. If you see a trade that makes sense, if you guys do decide to trade Asia or London tonight, look for 268. If you don't get anything confirming that it's going to go up to 268, don't take anything. Just wait for New York. But catch you guys later. Have a good rest of your guys' day, and I will upload the recap here in a second. Peace out, guys. Have a good day.